or in our CrossFit circle. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
2, 1. Alright, starting.
So we are live right now on FutureLab on air, and we have Matthew Chong with us today from District 13, and I'm Clarissa from FutureLab, and I will be facilitating this conversation. So hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on air with us. So maybe you could tell me a little bit about yourself and some of your background, and why is it that you ended up in the fitness industry?
Okay. I'm 32. I own District 13, which is what used to be a CrossFit gym. We do mainly functional training. We've been open for 4 years. We have a variety of members that come and train. I haven't always been a gym owner or coach. I was a recruiter before, but found passion in the sport of CrossFit, or I liked the training philosophy that they had. So decided to go and open District 13 with my partner Heidi. Yeah.
So were you always into fitness, or was it something that just, I think I'll go into that, and then...
Well, I've always been active. I grew up swimming competitively, always involved in, then after that, and after uni got into things like Muay Thai and kickboxing and Jiu-Jitsu. Always been going to the gym, and then I found CrossFit at the first gym in Malaysia, which is Pushball. So yeah, that I think when finding CrossFit and Pushmore really sparked my interest in fitness as a whole.
What is it? So you mentioned that it's the philosophy that pulled you to them, or to CrossFit. What about the philosophy, or what is the CrossFit philosophy?
Well, the training program as a whole is a general fitness program, very strength-based, and it incorporates a lot of different movements. We do weight training, we do gymnastics or body weight training, we do what we call monostructural training, which is like running or cycling, rowing. So given that it's all encompassing, and there are a lot of skills to learn. So to me it's more of a very complete program compared to something like maybe just TRX or spin or just HIIT by itself. We've got to train and be reasonably good at everything that we do. Yeah.
So is it something that changes lifelong, or is it something that's easy to get into, or how would you describe it?
There's a common misconception that it is hardcore or painful. I think people who train in CrossFit or functionally like this, we are suckers for pain. We do like this pain, but after you get over the workout, get through the workout, the sense of achievement and the after effects, you feel really good. The only tricky bit I think about getting into it is that you do have to learn some skills and learn a bit more about your body in terms of awareness. But once you get through that, it's like learning anything else. Like if I wanted to learn how to speak Hindi or Mandarin, I've got to really stick with it and learn the vocab or learn pronunciation.
Yeah, get your foundation right, so put in the groundwork.
Yeah. So to get far in anything really, you've got to put the work in and you've got to put the time in. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So tell me a little bit more about District 13. Where did that name come from? What makes you special? Why District 13?
So we're based in Section 13 in PJ. Mm-hmm. And CrossFit really is about, or that kind of training really is about the community as well. So we named it after the area, and we do want to be in the area. So even though most of our members may not come from PJ, we still like to think in that PJ area, there's a gym there for you to come and train, or with like-minded people as well. We didn't name it after the Hunger Games, so please don't. Even though, yeah.
Right. So you talked about a community. Was it easy to bring that community together in the beginning, or did you already have a community that was following you or that you were a part of?
ID and I had to build this slowly, and obviously people come and go. We like to think that we do share very similar goals or mindset in terms of the way we train or the way we get along together. You'd be surprised because our members it's a very mixed bag. We're all slightly quirky. I don't think you see anyone else working out together the way you see our members work out together, all from very different backgrounds. But they do share the passion for getting fit, working hard, perseverance, working towards their goals.
Yeah.
So that's the thing we like to encourage as well.
I think that's awesome, and I know I follow you guys, so I see that you really have a mixed bag of people coming in, from celebrities to business owners to your average mom and dad involved as well. So what do you think goes into teaching a class, and what is it that you put into that makes it okay and possible for anybody to come and join?
Our coaches and our instructors are not quite your typical gym class instructor. We don't necessarily cheerlead or we're not there to shout at you to motivate you. We're there to help you again move well, move safely, work towards your goals, like I said earlier. And obviously enjoy yourself. Mm-hmm. But one philosophy we do have is that you need to find this sort of inner motivation yourself to come to the gym. Like ID and I are not there we're there to whip you or to push you, but we're not there to motivate you, really. Right. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, totally. And so where do you find that motivation to go in yourself and to start something like this, to be part of this fitness industry?
I obviously have my own fitness goals, but ID and I we really enjoy all that. We have a passion for helping people reach their goals as well. Speaking of goals, we get our members to fill in a goal sheet, and this could be fitness related or even life related, and we get them to break it down because motivation and goals are very important, or they have to be really aligned, right? If not, it's just a fantasy. I could tell you I want to lose, for example, 10 kilos by end of the year, but if I am not motivated to do it, or my actions aren't even following my motivation and my goals, like I'm still eating unhealthily, I'm still out drinking or not watching my lifestyle, then my goals are never going to be achieved.
Yeah. So, yeah. I like that you also said that it's putting in life goals as well. So, in being part of the community, do you hold each other accountable? Do you share those goals with each other? Or
well, the thing is, we like to look at getting through a tough workout is a challenge itself. And it's very relatable to what goes on outside the gym in life, right? So if you have challenges in work, are you going to quit when it gets tough? Like, you need to learn how to overcome these things or get pushed through it the same way you'd push through a workout. So if you can do that in a workout, I'm pretty sure you can do that in other parts of your life. Or it goes hand in hand. Like, if the learning and the strife and the struggles, they're related, funnily enough.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And discipline, motivation, I think that's something that we all struggle with, right? And I think it's very cool that it's you have formed a community or a place where people can come together and kind of get out their angst or build towards something and work towards something. So back to you, what is it like being an owner of a gym? Is it something that you had imagined and envisioned, or
Not really. It's still, sometimes I still surprise myself when I think about it that way as well. It's still more, it's just enjoyable to have people come into the gym and me train them or coach them to be getting further in their goals, really. As a business, again, it's just fun to be paid for something that I enjoy doing. A passion.
That's always important.
It is, yeah.
And so good that you were able to find your passion and to bring it to real life. Is being an owner of a gym different than you had imagined it to be? Or is it?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, I think, particularly in a CrossFit gym, because, well, Adi and I started very lean. It was just both of us doing all the coaching of the classes, or the instructing and teaching, and then behind we had to do operations as well. So banking, we had meetings with our vendors and suppliers. What else goes on? We were also learning as well, keeping up to date with our learning and trying to ensure that our techniques the coaching techniques were appropriate. Then we also had long days, and we still have long days. So we had to balance that out with our family and our friends, and our self-care as well, I guess, right? So trying to juggle all of that while running the business is pretty tough, or was a challenge.
Is there anything that you do to have a good work-life balance, or that you are very conscious about, that this is where it stops, or has it just been a whole part of your life? We do have a small break in the middle of the day, so Adi and I try to balance that out. Between meetings and running errands, we do have a little bit of downtime for ourselves, whether that is having a nap even, or lunch or eating. But our rest day is Sunday, so really that is our only rest day. And I think we are lucky to have one. Maybe some Saturday as well, half a Saturday as well. It's just something that you've got to, I think at the end of the day, it's priorities really. You've got to prioritize what's important to you, and you'll figure it out through there. Yeah, totally agree. Super important. I mean, to set that time for yourself so that you can have the energy and the motivation to do what you need to do. So you said that you started very lean in the beginning. What goes into starting a gym? Because I know your gym is pretty big, and was it very high cost to start something at that magnitude?
So when Clarissa says big, meaning big space, so because we're based in a warehouse, there's a lot of things I think Adi and I would have done differently in hindsight, but with the limited budget, and we were pushed for time to open. I mean, I can say that now, but I wish we'd done things slightly differently. It's just sort of learning from mistakes. Particularly that first year, I think we made quite a lot, but we're still here. Adi might tell you something different, but I like to think that hopefully those mistakes weren't too big. But yeah, you learn from them. So what was the rest of the question? The other question.
No, that was pretty much it. I think, you hit it on the spot, that you really learned from all of the mistakes you made, and I think that's really the biggest takeaway, right?
I think the biggest challenge really is dealing with people, all sorts of different types of people, and trying to communicate in a way that everyone gets along and everyone's meant to be doing what I wish they were doing, even though it's not the case. That's about it.
Awesome. So we are also getting some questions in as we're going. We will answer them further towards the end. But keep putting up your questions and keep posting it, and don't worry, we will definitely get to it before the end of our session today. But from the past, what was your perception of the fitness industry before, and has it changed since you've joined?
I hadn't been to many group classes, or what you call so some of those, the bigger gyms. I'd never really been to any of their classes. I have, since opening the gym, when I do have time, and it is very different, the way we run our classes compared to, say, a TRX or HIIT class. I feel that there's, as a consumer, from a consumer's point of view, we are very, or you guys are very spoiled for choice. There's so much going on, so many things you can do to stay active. But I feel that many consumers have a very short-term attention span. They get bored quickly, and some of the bigger gyms are trying to re-innovate or recreate classes to make them fun or enjoyable, when with flashing lights or louder music or aesthetically pleasing studios, when really that is not. Well, I don't think fitness should be like that. Fitness is about getting fitter, or there definitely needs to be, people need to know there is a difference between training for something or training towards goals versus just exercise. And both are fine. You just really need to know what you want to get out of fitness. Whether you're just exercising and you want to enjoy a spin class, go to yoga, do a HIIT class, have some variety. But staying active, that's all that it's going to be, really. You really need to stick with something or have some kind of plan if you want to achieve your goals.
Yeah, and I think you guys really stayed true to who you are and didn't buy into the flashing lights and loud music and all of that stuff. Not yet. But how did you learn to understand what is it that your members want, or the people who are coming through?
Obviously talking to my members, because I know every member, or I know every person that steps through outdoors. Whether I have time I wish I had more time to chat with all of them, but in sort of general conversation, Heidi and I, we ask them what they want, how they feel about the program, or how they feel about the gym. So in a way, that's like a mini survey. With the goal sheets that I told you about as well, looking at people's goals and what they want to get out of the training, we have a much better understanding of what people want from us. And Heidi and I have no problem telling someone, like, if this is what you want, then maybe District 13 is not the right place for you, and we will help them or push them towards the right sort of path that they should be going down. Yeah.
It's awesome that you guys stick to your own values like that as well. So what kind of challenges did you face in setting up District 13?
In setting up, I forget how much people overpromise and underdeliver. So when you have your own schedule or timeline of things that you want to get done, and people are stuffing up, it pushes you back even more. You've got to scramble to try and make up that lost time.
That's probably a problem you still face.
Yeah,
right?
it's the biggest thing, really. Maybe for myself, I think I've got quite high expectations, so having to lower them down or manage my expectations is one thing. I think Ivy and I also were not prepared for such long days when we opened. They're really long.
What's a typical day?
So we open the gym at 7:30. We run 3 classes in the morning. There's a short break from 12 p.m. until 5 p.m. and then we run another four sessions, and we close the gym at 10. I think back then, so it was only Heidi and I teaching all the classes. Now we've got help. We've got 5 other instructors and coaches to help out. And I think we know how to conserve our energy in a good way. Oh, plus, Ivy and I were also working out as well, so we're trying to stay fit too. So we're just trying to juggle all of that. That was the main challenge, I think. I'm trying not to burn out from mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, that's huge, right? I mean, it's not a race; it's a marathon at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What about the business or running a business that frustrates you the most? Would you say? You already mentioned a little bit about overpromising, under-delivering, but maybe right
the
now.
thing is, I think it's more with the members. I wish that the members that we have and we've had will stick with us long term. And I know people come and go. It's part of life. I think that's the biggest challenge. People drop out all the time for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
Not because they don't like me or Heidi. No, they drop out. They move house, they move jobs.
Yeah.
They have kids.
And what you were saying was totally true. Like, as a member or user of all of these gyms, like, I'm totally fickle as well,
People get bored.
Yeah. There's really, and we are spoiled for choice right now as well.
So yeah.
But what brings you the most joy, would you say?
I think it's watching people progress, really. People go through, or even not just progress physically, you see a character change as well, I think, in how they approach their workouts. A bit more grit and or self-confidence even. You might see them change physically, so that brings self-confidence as well. I've got a number of girls, it's mainly girls, that have a good character change. Sorry, not character, more confidence. They carry themselves better.
Would you say it's more girls or guys at District 13?
It's quite even at the moment, quite even. But everyone from mid-20s to 40, that's the main age group. Yeah.
And you see true change and character development through this process as well.
I think. Let me give you an example. I have one of my female members. This would have been end of last year. She wrote down her 1 and 5 year goals. So one was get a boyfriend, change jobs, increase one of her lifts by X amount of kilos. When we went back, when I did a review 6 months later, I think she'd hit all of them. Subconscious, whether it was conscious or not, the fact that she'd written down things that she wanted to get done and she hit them all was really really impressive and really
motivating.
Really
Feels
enjoyable
good as
to
well.
see.
Yeah.
So really proud of her, and she stuck with it, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. I can imagine that would be really fulfilling to help somebody achieve personal and life goals as well. So what do you think you bring to the table in terms of your strengths and weaknesses in
to the business or to
to the business?
What we've just been talking about, really, I can't say that many other gyms are doing what ID and I are doing in terms of this goal setting, and it's not just about fitness, it's also about mindset. We would like to think that's what we're doing at D13. It's not just about being fit and getting through workouts. We really do want to see a character change, or a character change for the better. You might think that it sounds like no one really needs to have a character change, but I think there are always certain things that you can improve. Right, in terms of self-improvement, which you can learn through training or through fitness. That's what ID and I bring. Well, maybe ID brings more humor than me. So,
You're not the funny one?
No, I'm not the funniest. I bring sarcasm. That's about it. Yeah.
How do you foresee the fitness industry evolving?
Evolving.
And how do you plan, or do you plan for District 13 to keep up or to be part of that involvement?
Yeah, we see, again, a lot of boutiques coming up. I think boutique studios coming up. You'll see spin cycling is riding pretty hot now.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I mean, it's always good to see a new type of exercise come up that will encourage people to exercise. I can't say functional training will be around for a long time, and District 13 will always stay true to our principles or this kind of training. We may offer classes that are slightly different, but in the end, we will still. It's still going to be very much functional in terms of training. No real gimmicks or following trends really. Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, that wasn't very well articulated.
No, I think that's all true, right? And that's exactly how you feel and what the industry is all about right now. And yeah, I as well notice a lot of all these flag classes, spin classes, ride classes coming up. And I'm wondering myself, is that here to stay or is it the current trend?
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert, and how do you think that affects the job that you do? Because I would assume that a lot of people would think, he's a coach, so he has to be extroverted, obviously. But if I'm introverted and I'm interested in, personal fitness and something like that, is there an opportunity for me to be involved in the industry?
Yeah, I am an introvert, and as an introvert, I do struggle with large groups of people or meeting people for the first time. But I think generally anyone is an extrovert when it comes to something they enjoy or enjoy talking about. So obviously if I'm quiet with you, we're not talking about the right thing. I think generally I will get along better with smaller groups or smaller classes. But then again, my coaching persona is very different from how my friends or my family see me outside the gym. It's just trying to again understand what you need to get done or what you need to communicate across, and do it effectively. But as an introvert, these long days teaching classes, they drain me. So I have to go and sort of hide in a corner and kind of recharge. That's what I find tough. Try not to give too much of myself emotionally. So yeah, so if you see me all like this sort of face, you know that I've had a long day.
He needs his alone time, sit in the corner and recharge. Yeah. So can you foresee people building sustainable businesses around the fitness industry?
I think if the base principles are strong, are right, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Obviously in terms of the business model, and if our economy stays stable, I think it should be okay. But I just wouldn't recommend riding trends. Or if you are, just know that ride it and then bail.
Yeah, if you're in it for a quick win, right, then be realistic about that as well.
Ida and I have always been in this for the long term, I think.
So what kind of advice would you give to people who are looking to get into this industry or people who are looking to start their own fitness business?
You genuinely have to have that passion for fitness and wanting to be active. To stay active at least. There is, sorry for that long pause, it's unlimitless in terms of helping people and seeing true potential in others and even in yourself, because I think that we should be constantly striving for improvement. So yeah, I think you may not have a ton of you may not be rich, but there's a ton of wealth to be earned from other people or seeing other people improve and progress, right?
So
Or
yeah.
push them along guide them along their journey to whatever it is.
You get satisfaction and fulfillment in
yeah.
ways not just
not just
monetary.
monetary.
Yeah. So what do you think is the hardest lesson that you've learned going through this?
I don't know, that's a really good question. Again, this was recent as well. Actually, we were talking about this with one of my members and with ID. There are certain things that will always be out of your control, and you should try not to waste your time and energy panicking or stressing over these things. So you've got to learn what is in or within your control and manage that properly. And a lot of it is internal or your own actions, really. You can't. It's very hard to control other people's actions. You can influence it, but you just need to kind of recognize what is within your control and control it, and don't worry about anything else.
And that's the toughest challenge, right? Like being able to distinguish between what you can change, what you can't change, and then making that change, right? So that's about all we have from the questions that we collected, but we have a bunch of questions that are coming in, and thank you so much. We do encourage you guys to keep posting questions. I think one of the first ones we have is from Carmen, and she's asking, what is your advice to build stamina for hiking?
Depends where you're hiking as well, right? If I'm gonna hike Mount Kinabalu, definitely you've got to build some leg strength. I encourage you to go for some longish hikes as well, not just in distance but also elevation as well. You might want to get some experience going to higher altitudes. Remember, hiking, you're gonna feel it more, not from going up but from coming down. So you just got to make sure that your legs are decently conditioned for that.
Knees.
Yeah, knees particularly. And if you're carrying a big backpack, then you've got to be prepared for that. So more squats, lunges, even just running upstairs, that's going to help as well.
Yeah, that's so true. Actually, it's a very good point. I think that I always feel it so much more coming down.
Right,
and at first I didn't know why, but I looked it up, and it's because of gravity actually is working against you when you're coming down.
So you need way more control in your movement going downstairs or going downhill than you do going up. Your muscles just work differently.
Intuitive.
Yeah.
So we've got more questions coming in. In your opinion, how would you make clean eating more affordable?
I wish I knew the answer to this as well. I think food in Malaysia is not, or particularly in KL, is not getting any cheaper, especially eating out. So it's the market. You just got to go to the market and do your groceries there. I think that's
make friends with the auntie.
Buy in bulk.
Yeah, share with your friends.
Cooking. I mean, all our local produce is good, and you should take advantage of that. Don't be like me and look for avocados from Australia. It kills your wallet. But there's plenty of local food and local vegetables.
Food snob. Okay, we've got a very good one here. How can we, in the age of digital disruption, further humanize or personalize what fitness offers to customers, as opposed to mass-scale tactics that the fitness and wellness industry traditionally use? I actually think you guys do this very well.
yeah, I think you just have to go for face-to-face classes, or hire someone who find someone that can teach you in person. I'm not to say that you can't learn much off a video or an online program, but you certainly need to get basics or foundations right. And plus, working out in a group is way more fun, or working out with someone else.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So what was the beginning of that question again? I don't even know what I answered it.
In the age of disruption, how can we further humanize and personalize what fitness offers to customers?
Oh, just put your phone away. I get so many people in my class as well. They're on their phone.
Oh, do you actually have that problem?
I'm on my phone as well. Actually, looking at Spotify playlist. But yeah, it's definitely mobile phones and laptops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, sorry, going back to that, if you set yourself aside time, this is my workout time, just put everything else away, focus on the workout. Don't worry about work, don't worry about what you're doing after the workout. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about who's on the phone. Just, put your attention to the workout and to your class.
Do you think you'll have like a no mobile phone policy anytime soon?
Oh,
really?
Soon. Yeah.
Is that big of a problem? Okay. So a question from Enlai. What is your suggestion for a newbie without management experience to open a fitness center?
Yes, I think
get partners who know what they're doing.
I think you probably do need some management experience, because I didn't have any. But it's more managing people, I think, rather than managing staff. It is about having good systems in place. I think if you have good systems in place, then managing, all you really have to do is manage systems rather than manage anything else. Does that make sense?
Is there like a model that you can like take and resell for
like a business model?
Oh yeah, for fitness first and things like that, right? That's kind of
that's pretty much like a franchise, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't have one.
No, I mean like usually for gyms.
Gyms, yeah. I mean gyms like Fitness First and Chi or whatever will have a.
Is that what you might mean by like systems in place?
Well, I mean, if you're going to open your own independent gym, you have to make sure that you have the right kind of system in place for, say, membership, scheduling,
right.
payments, operations.
Did you have that in mind before you opened?
No,
or something you figured out along the way?
Yeah, we had to figure that out along the way. But we do have our own sort of gym software management system that does make things very much easier in terms of scheduling and tracking our membership and our members, which is the most important, I think. Yeah. So
another question from Enlai. How do you analyze customers' needs for a fitness program?
That's the thing. So I do all the programming at District 13, and with that software we were just talking about, we get our members to record scores. So there are two things that are going on. Observation, so seeing people improve or progress, then I know that we are on the right track. If there is no improvement, then I've got to go back and change the way our workouts are done for the next cycle, the next week. So you have to think that my programming for the gym is very long term. It's not just, today I feel like we're going to do some squats and tomorrow we'll do some burpees. I have programmed with a big picture sort of programming, so that there's no end to it. It's just very long term, and you will see progress through that. So a lot of it, I would like to think I'm a bit of a geek for numbers as well, having engineering background, but numbers are important too in working on making sure that you progress. Yeah, that's it.
I think that's cool. So another question from the participants or the public: how do CrossFit gyms differentiate themselves from each other?
Yeah, that's a good question. So at the moment, when there were very few of us, well, okay, rewind. I think the different gyms will specialize in different things or will be known for different sorts of things, depending on the area as well. I don't even want to make comment on the gyms here, but I'll give you an example. Like say we take gyms in America. We'll have one gym that maybe is very known for activities outside the gym. They might be very sociable, also they have a lot of social events, like they might go bowling or hiking. You might have another gym that specializes or focuses more on gymnastics, another gym that does more, they're a bit more serious and they do competitive training, or they send a lot of their guys for comps, or another gym that is catered more to a very social setting, or they just enjoy working out. Yeah. So gyms will have a reputation, or will carve their own sort of feel and their own feel generally.
Yeah.
And I think that's on people to go and hop around gyms to find out what exactly they like, because it is very personal.
Yeah.
Like,
and
what you and I both like is going to be really different. So there's always going to be a CrossFit gym, I think, that can accommodate you or to what you want.
Yeah, I think like any company, there's so many existing things, but it's
for
really determined by the culture and the personalities of the founder as well. And what you guys put out there and what your community brings in as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we have another question from Jean Ng. What's your advice for coaching a group of people with different levels of fitness, self-body awareness, and motivation?
That's the struggle, I think. Often in a group setting like that, we can really only go as fast as the slowest person. I'm afraid that's the truth. But you've got to do your best to manage him. Not really by splitting the group, but just ensuring that everyone is moving well and moving the way you want them to. I mean, like in CrossFit, you know how we always scale things. So it's like you and I, or if there's someone else here, I give Clarissa something slightly different from someone that is weaker than her or doesn't move as well as her. And we can still get a decent workout, I reckon, just by scaling movements or scaling load. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's a really good example of how all of the people who will come through your doors, and that's the kind of experience you're really offering to the people who are coming in through with District 13.
It just takes a little bit more effort, I think. You can't really sideline anyone. You just have to take that extra time to prescribe them something a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I am gonna do one last question from myself. What is the best advice that you would give for somebody who wants like a super quick win? Just I know.
I don't believe in
You probably get girls coming in all the time like, how do I lose the most weight? How do I be the strongest, fittest, whatever? So what is there that I can do that's easy for me to get into, not something that's super intensive that I'll have to work on?
Is it talking about you for you, or for anyone, for someone?
In general, but for me.
District 13 doesn't endorse this, does it? ID and I don't, and District 13, we don't believe in quick fixes. Like even like something like an 8-week transformation program, it's not gonna teach you much. Like you really need to get to ingrain healthy habits or lifestyle habits, and in turn you will see change that way. But for a quick fix, watch what you're eating. You eat.
That is the answer that I did not want.
Clean up your eating, it'll be okay. So cut that sugar, cut that salt, cut the oil, cut the fried food, eat more veggies, eat more fruit, drink more water, cut the alcohol.
Drink more water, cut the alcohol. My problems are the sweets.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one last question, and then we will close up this session. Again from Jean Ung. How do you motivate yourself as a coach on bad days? Like when students don't get what is it that you're trying to coach, and people are just leaving the gym or just bad days in general. How do you motivate yourself?
I don't know whether any of my members have seen me have a meltdown, but I've certainly walked out of the gym, and that's what ID is for. Yeah, I know we've done it both ways. I think you just have to recognize it as a bad day, and maybe not take it so personally. I know, just get over it. I know that's very easy to say, but I am very lucky that I do know my members well enough to recognize if they're having a bad day, then I shouldn't really be in their face too much and give them their space. Is that?
Yeah, so I think you brought up like two very good points. Again, reiterating what is in your control, what's not in your control, and recognizing that. But also that you're not alone, that you have a partner into this, right. And you guys can tag team, and really that's what gets you through the bad days some days.
But really, like what I was talking about earlier, there shouldn't really be any bad days per se in the gym, because when you come into the gym, you should have left all your other emotional baggage outside. You shouldn't be bringing it to the gym anyway. And if you are, then, or if you really feel that you can't let it go, then go home, do something else, go de-stress another way. Have a hot drink, have a nap.
The gym is really where you go to get over your bad days, right?
So the gym is not somewhere where you escape from your problems, but you should definitely not bring your problems into the gym. Unless I'm the problem. then we have the problem.
Oh, you say you're not the funny one. Alright, so thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Matthew from District 13, go check him out. And if you do have more questions, both Matthew and Heidi will be at our mentor hot seats on the 8th and 9th of September. And you can also book their time on FutureLab if you have any burning questions that you couldn't get your courage to ask them today, or if you want to ask them something personally. So stay tuned for more of our webinars in the future, and thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.